People are singing Rollins' song. This is Rollins' battle cry as he heads to war with CM Punk.
From Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, Seth Rollins!
Ladies and gentlemen, over 20 years ago, Seth Rollins got in a car and drove from Iowa to the East Coast to try out for CM Punk's training school. He redefined himself in his craft. Rollins and Punk would reunite briefly in NXT, and then the Shield would become mercenaries for Punk. And Punk would leave WWE for personal and professional reasons. Talk negatively about WWE, while Rollins carried WWE on his back for a decade. CM Punk would return to WWE 14 months ago to huge fanfare, the support of the fans and many in the back, and that didn't sit well with Seth Rollins. There was no way that Rollins is going to welcome Punk back, and it's led to this tonight. Seth freaking Rollins versus a man who has become his arch nemesis, CM Punk.
And this capacity crowd just exploded. They know exactly what time it is.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk!
And this is CM Punk's first singles match since October, since that brutal Hell in a Cell match against Drew McIntyre. It's Punk's first match on Monday Night Raw, period, since 2014.
Seth Rollins prides himself on being the absolute workhorse of WWE. You have to imagine he sees that as a point in his favor here, a clear advantage he has over Punk.
CM Punk and Seth Rollins, two men who are completely beloved by the WWE Universe for their incredible talent, their work ethic, and their passion and drive.
But as similar as they are in those respects, where they have diverged has become a point of contention between both of them, which has brought us to this.
A magical feeling in the air as Seth freaking Rollins faces off against a man who has become his arch nemesis, CM Punk. Two men who are beloved by the WWE Universe for their incredible talent and work ethic.
However, there is absolutely no love lost between these two men. Two absolute legends in their own right, but where Rollins carried this company for the past 10 years, Punk went to MMA. He went to other companies and he talked harshly about WWE, all before being welcomed back with open arms.
Yeah, that really didn't sit well with Seth Rollins. There was no way that Rollins was going to welcome Punk back, and it's led to this tonight. CM Punk has been very public about the many injuries that Rollins has suffered over the years. He'll no doubt be looking to target those areas tonight.
Rollins' neck, his lower back, that surgically repaired knee. Look, you can even see the brace. There's no doubt that Rollins is something of a moving target tonight, at least in Punk's eyes. But Rollins can target Punk too. Don't forget about that triceps injury from last year, because Rollins definitely has it.
Oh, colliding with a barricade.
Cracked with a Mongolian chop.
Amazing action so far in the main event of an historic episode of Monday Night Raw. We've seen so many unforgettable moments tonight as the show makes its debut on the biggest streaming service in the world.
And I can think of no matchup more worthy of this show's main event than two generational talents in the form of CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins.
Given the major stakes in this match and the high-profile leeway from the official in this match. Nobody wants to see this one end in a count-out or disqualification. And Seth, so often the aggressor, so often the more experienced man in the ring, simply cannot match CM Punk at this juncture.
We could see a count out here.
Taking things to the outside, but got to make sure to heed the official's count.
Punk is locked in on his opponent now. He's heading back to the ring.
Seth Rollins trying to fire himself up.
Don't know what the plan is here.
Oh, this is what you get. He had that coming.
This rivalry has been brewing for years and escalating for months. Rollins was seething upon Punk's return at Survivor Series 2023, remembering the years that Punk spent disparaging WWE.
And the tensions grew when Rollins was a special guest referee at SummerSlam last year, counting the pinfall victory for Drew McIntyre over Punk.
Both men with ample reason to despise the other. Now Punk and Rollins finally get to take out all their frustration tonight.
Oh boy, back in the ring. I thought the count was going to end this one.
Taking a flight to nowhere.
Took that high risk, but just got a whole lot of nothing for it.
Plus landed awkwardly. Could be seriously injured now. Gentlemen, here's an astonishing fact. This is CM Punk's first match on Raw in almost 11 years.
The last time Punk competed on WWE's flagship show, it was a week before the 2014 Royal Rumble. And in a little more than 4 weeks, both men will take part in the 2025 Royal Rumble with the aim to earn a main event spot at WrestleMania 41.
I'd say either of these men has a good chance at claiming a main event spot at WrestleMania if they don't destroy each other first.
Corey, I don't have my notes handy. Who did Punk last face on Raw?
It says here he not.
Rollins did it. Seth Rollins just beat CM Punk. A magical feeling in the air as Seth freaking Rollins faces off against a man who has become his arch nemesis, CM Punk. Two men are beloved by the WWE Universe for their incredible talent and work ethic.
However, there is absolutely no love lost between these two men. Two absolute legends in their own right, but where Rollins carried this company for the past 10 years, Punk went to MMA. He went to other companies and he talked harshly about WWE, all before being welcomed back with open arms.
Yeah, that really didn't sit well with Seth Rollins. There was no way that Rollins is going to welcome Punk back, and it's led to this tonight. This rivalry has been brewing for years and escalating for months. Rollins was seething upon Punk's return at Survivor Series 2023, remembering the years that Punk's
Blast off through the air and connects. No matter who you are, when you crashed on the floor, a searing pain races through your body.
back into the ring now. Heading out, but needs to be aware of the referee's count. Ventures out into the crowd despite the threat of a countout.
Heading right out in the crowd for whatever reason.
And now this battle is out of the crowd.
Just goes to show that this thing has gone totally off the rails.
CM Punk has been very public about the many injuries that Rollins has suffered over the years. He'll no doubt be looking to target those areas tonight.
Rollins' neck, his lower back, that surgically repaired knee. Look, you can even see the brace. There's no doubt that Rollins is something of a moving target tonight, at least in Punk's eyes. But Rollins can target Punk too.
Stopping all that nonsense right now.
It looks like things are spilling out into the WWE Universe. Headed back toward the ring, maybe to avoid the countout.
Oh, perhaps he should have been paying more attention.
Punk famously said the night after he returned to WWE, quote, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money." He said he doesn't care what others think of him.
Top rope.
Oh, man, he landed rough there. I don't care who you are. You're not the same after suffering a crash landing like that.
Opportunity now for Punk to capture some momentum.
If Punk was looking for an opportunity to pull a 180, that could be it.
Seth Rollins' chances are whittling down.
And CM Punk is keeping the pressure on, completely taking it to Rollins here.
Oh, a knee. Lights out.
Taking this thing out onto the floor now. Hey, WWE Universe, be prepared for some guests.
The visionary allowing us all to appreciate his very presence. Check out the springboard. Wow, springboard attack.
And CM Punk's maintaining the advantage now.
Yeah, now Punk's got Rollins in as vulnerable position as we've ever seen him.
Oh, and he gets discarded out of the ring.
No.
A slingshot cross body.
Threw caution to the wind, and it paid off big time.
Trying to find his bearings, but it looks like the end is near.
Traveling into the crowd now.
Have to be mindful of the count, though.
Clearly lost in the moment. He better snap out of it. Now he's back at ringside. He's heading to the top turnbuckle.
Referee's nearing the end of the count. Better get back in the ring. Incoming.
Oh, and nobody's there.
What's he got planned for him?
Hoisted up, powerbomb, desperate situation.
Impressive reversal on Rollins. Gentlemen, here's an astonishing fact. This is CM Punk's first match on Raw in almost 11 years.
The last time Punk competed on WWE's flagship show, it was a week before the 2014 Royal Rumble. And in a little more than 4 weeks, look at this.
What a cross body.
That was absolutely unreal.
Coming in at breakneck speed. Driven into the barricade.
Now entering the raucous crowd. Just don't forget about the referee's count.
Mongolian chop.
Clearly neither competitor is thinking about the match now. This is just all-out bedlam.
Oh, an exploder suplex. Amazing action so far in the main event of an historic episode of Monday Night Raw. We've seen so many unforgettable moments tonight as the show makes its debut on the biggest streaming service in the world.
And I can think of no matchup more worthy of this show's main event than two generational talents in the form of CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins.
Given the major stakes in this match and the high-profile nature of this event, I expect a lot of leeway from the official in this match. Nobody wants to see this one end in a count-out or disqualification.
And he exits the ring.
Better watch the count. Seth Rollins just sitting back and degrading his opponent.
The action's going back to the ring. Oh! What a lariat! CM Punk had suffered some injuries since his return. In fact,
CM Punk! Elbow drop connects!
Punk in the driver's seat now. He's got Rollins right where he wants him after that.
and are you kidding me? He's going up again?
Wants to finish this!
And CM Punk to Rollins off the crossbody. Rollins, though, able to roll through.
Just amazing power and timing from Seth Rollins. We've seen it throughout his career, and now catching CM Punk with a GTS. Punk rather fortuitously rolling all the way to the outside to safety, although in hot pursuit now, Seth Rollins.
And Rollins limping around the ring, favoring his leg.
You hear them sing, I hit your move. They sing my song. All of this.
And now just mocking and having his way with Punk.
Rollins has waited for this moment for far, far too long. This victory is going to be one of the sweet... Wait a minute!
Oh my goodness, cover! Isn't it up and a kick out?
While catching Seth Rollins with his own stomp and coming within a millisecond of victory here.
And Punk not done yet, pounding away on Rollins, frustration setting in.
I mean, years of bad blood and verbal jousts between these two are about to come to a head.
Seth able to counter GTS, looking to deliver one of his own.
Oh, and he connected.
And Punk kicks out.
This could do it for the win. They kick out at only one.
His opponent has to be absolutely frustrated right now.
No! Forearm to the base of the skull. Rollins has the target acquired. Here it comes.
Loving blow.
Uh-oh.
Here's the pin attempt. He just might regret this decision.
Good reflexes from him there.
Here's the cover. Is it enough? Oh.
Wait, look at the feet. The feet are on the ropes. Crashing down hard.
CM Punk stopped that in its tracks.
An opponent like a sack of cement dropped with a clothesline. With what we've seen the midsection take here, every breath has to be sheer agony.
Yeah, Wade, hopefully the medical team doesn't find anything too serious.
He really needs to cover up as his head is clearly the target here.
Exploder suplex.
And Punk clearly ready for a fight here.
Elbow to the heart. Uh-oh.
Rollins now look.
Uh-oh. Seth has no idea what he's planning here.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything good, Cole.
Rollins steers clear of that.
Ooh, snaps the leg across the head.
Oh, man!
Seth losing any command of this match.
A series of disabling maneuvers from Punk, shoving him into the corner. CM Punk, opponent completely softened up here. What on earth is he cooking up from this position? Oh my! CM Punk!
The plunge!
Will that sew this up for Punk?
CM Punk headed to the top rope.
CM Punk from the top rope! Flying elbow drop! Fortune favors the bold. These risks could be a winning strategy.
Uh-oh, sweet dreams coming.
Down with a GTS! That spells doom for Rollins! The visionary, the revolutionary, the architect, Seth Rollins, the Second City Saint, the voice of the voiceless, the ever-controversial CM Punk. A match years in the making has come down to this. Two men, both five-time world champions, physically exhausted, but refusing to relent, refusing to allow the
Top rope.
Misses big time. That didn't look good at all. A ringside doctor's on hand if needed.
And saw what was coming there. Rollins able to stop the blitz that was coming his way.
could be a chance for Seth to change the complexion of this match.
Seth Rollins, CM Punk. These two men, two absolute titans in this industry. Similar in so many ways. They're both putting everything on the line tonight, battling with everything they have.
And this capacity Monday Night Raw crowd no doubt knows that they are watching an instant classic unfold between these two right before their very eyes.
Counter. He knew just what to do. Jumping neck breaker. Ouch. Looking to go up high.
From the top rope.
Bullseye with the elbow.
The Architect getting rocked by the one and only CM Punk.
Punk's had enough. He's looking to end this here.
Gonna sleep.
Is it the finishing touch Punk needs?
2. Punk wins. Punk beats Rollins.
Here is your winner, CM Punk.
What a fight, what a night, and what a win. CM Punk once again showing why he is indeed the best in the world.
This truly was a battle between two men at the absolute top of the mountain when it comes to professional wrestling. This really could have gone either way a number of times, but in the end, Punk had Rollins' number.
Yeah, but don't think this is over for Rollins. If anything, this result is only going to enrage him even more, set him off even more on his self-imposed crusade against CM Punk.
WrestleMania 41 was supposed to be the culmination of all those years of hard work. After all the ups and downs, all roads pointed to the one location I'd always dreamed of, the main event of WrestleMania. My victories over Drew and Seth had shown that I was still at the top of my game. After I eliminated both Roman and Rollins at the 2025 Royal Rumble, I soon found myself tossed over and thrown to the floor. And that allowed Rollins to release all his frustrations, taking Roman out with a stomp, attacking me, and punctuating the whole mess with another stomp on Roman. So when Heyman announced that the three of us would meet in the main event on the first night of WrestleMania 41, that's when I struck. I used my earned favor from Survivor Series to request Heyman be in my corner that night. This infuriated Roman Reigns, who would not listen to reason, and
Each of these three men believe they're the only one who can walk out of here victorious. Roman Reigns to prove his dominance, Seth Rollins to prove his superiority, and CM Punk to prove he's still the best in the world.
Punk has claimed that for him this is just business. Taking Reigns and Rollins out at WrestleMania will get them out of his way so he can accomplish the things he returned to WWE to do, to win titles.
But Reigns and Rollins are not your average roadblocks. They're two of the biggest names in WWE for a reason. And they're not about to let CM Punk just have his way.
CM Punk, who burst onto the scene. CM Punk showed up at ECW, run by Paul Heyman, when he was only a teenager, wanting to break into the business.
From the middle rope,
and he counters. Does having Paul Heyman back in his corner even the scales here for CM Punk? Does having the wise man strategies and support give him an edge over Rollins and Reigns?
Sure, if you trust Paul Heyman to have your best interests in mind, then yes, he is a huge asset in this kind of match. But remember, Heyman is doing this as a favor for Punk. As far as we know, his allegiance still lies with Reigns.
It always bothers me to be around Heyman, always leeching off other people's talents. In CM Punk's corner tonight, though, the question is, where does Paul's allegiance truly lie?
Well, I'll be the first to say I don't trust a word that comes out of the mouth of Paul Heyman. But perhaps for the first time in his entire life, he showed some true loyalty to one of the men who brought him to the dance.
Suicide dive!
Throwing absolute caution to the wind there, and it paid off big time.
Oh, what a kick! Exiting the ring, taking the action outside.
and now with the kendo stick in hand, he's ready to do some real damage.
Good Lord, what a shot. Someone's got to get control of this thing, and CM Punk is in control.
Rollins has no answer for Punk's well-aimed attacks.
Oh, and it's reversed. And Roman and Seth, two former allies, would make a lot of sense for them to team up with CM Punk tonight.
I think it's way too late to strike that deal, Michael Cole. 10 years of animosity will eliminate all signs of trust between the two former Shield mates.
Remember, in many ways, the obsession by Reigns for Rollins last year cost Reigns the championship in the record reign.
But Punk would be quite happy if that obsession continues. It's clearly personal for Roman and Seth, but for Punk, tonight's just about business.
That's going to fire you up with anger. What a counter by Rollins. Oh, Seth gets caught with a counter. Absolutely no telling what's underneath the ring tonight.
He's got one thing on his mind with that chair, and it has nothing to do with lounging.
And for Punk and Rollins, such a personal hatred between these two. Rollins has never forgotten the fact that Punk left the company, badmouthed the company for many years while Rollins stayed here and played the soldier. And when Punk came back to all the fanfare, it pissed Rollins off. Seth has a lot of animosity to take out.
I actually spoke to Rollins earlier. He said the only time CM Punk has improved the culture in WWE is when he cleared up for 10 years.
Reigns can't yield any attack coming his way.
Reigns is breaking down a bit.
Some intimidation tactics from CM Punk.
Oh, look at this. Neck breaker after the float over.
That was pretty.
Ooh. And remember, the reason that Rollins and Reigns are here, at least when they first arrived at the scene, was because of CM Punk. The Shield was built as a security force for CM Punk.
Come on, let's not make out like that is some accolade for CM Punk. They were brought in as security to protect CM Punk. It wasn't some selfless act by Punk.